Good evening, everyone. So that means that is the fourth lecture of alternating current. So now we know what do you mean by pure resistance, what do you mean by pure inductance, what do you mean by pure capacitance, how we combined CR circuit, LR circuit, LC circuit, and LCR circuit. Now we also know resonating frequency. At resonating frequency, XL equals to XC. So omega R is 1 by root under LC, and omega resonating frequency is 1 by 2 pi into root under 1 by 2 pi into 1 by root under LC. That is my resonating frequency. And at resonating frequency, what happened? XL equals to XC. So Z equals to R. So now let's start with some numerical. It's a very important. So my first question is question number 1. What will be the reading in the voltmeter and ammeter of the circuit shown in the figure? So you have a 4 ohm. You have a inductor XL, that is 4 ohm. You have a voltmeter V, and you have a ammeter A. You have a resistance 40 45 ohm, and you have a AC signal 90 volt. So my first question is, what is the reading of the voltmeter and ammeter? So you can try. I'm stopping the recording for that moment. So clearly from this figure, the question is that you have to find out the voltage, reading of the voltmeter and reading of the ammeter. So clearly from this figure also, one more thing is cleared, that the value of the reactance due to inductor and reactance due to capacitor are equal. Means we can say XL is equals to XC. You can say that. So now as XL is equals to XC, XL is also 4, XC is also 4. So you can say it's a resonating condition. And as XL and XC is equal, so X is equals to XL minus XC is equals to 0. Is it clear, everyone? So as the X is 0, so R is equals to, it's a LCR circuit. So Z is equals to, we know, R square plus X square. But as X is equals to 0, that is equals to only a pure resistance. So Z is equals to R, that is a pure resistance. And as Z is equals to R, which is a pure resistance, so the value of the resistance is 45 ohm. So what is the value of the voltage? That is this 90 volt is the voltage read by the voltmeter, and the current, that is V equals to I into Z. So I equals to V by Z. V is 90 volt and Z is 45. So the answer is 2 ampere. So current read by the ammeter is 2 ampere and voltage read by the voltmeter is 90 volt. If we suppose the voltmeter is a ideal voltmeter. Is it okay, everyone? So then I'm moving on to the next question. Okay. So the next question is, everyone listen properly, okay? The next question is, a resistor of 12 ohm, a resistor of 12 ohm, comma, a capacitor of resistance that is XC, which is 14 ohm, inductance L, that is 0.1 Henry, are joined in series and placed across a 200 volt 50 Hertz AC supply. It means you have a resistance you have a capacitance, you have a inductance. You connect in series with a AC source, whose input voltage means this one is 200 volt. Okay, only the voltage is given and the frequency is 50 hertz. You can use the value of pi is 3, it is given. Calculate what you have to calculate number 1, current in the circuit. So you have to find out I. Number 2, putting the phase difference between the current and voltage. So you have to find out the phase difference. Number 3, find the individual value of VL, VC, VR and VZ. VL, VC, VX, VR and VZ. And then the question is that mention it why the algebraic sum is greater than the given value. Matlab, you have to show that this is the given value, and if you algebraically sum the V of L, V of C and V of R, you get the net value. The algebraic sum is greater than this, and you have to show it, or you have to mention it why the algebraic sum of this 3 is greater than this one. So again, I give you 2 minutes, at least you can try for that. Okay, so in this question, first of all, in this question, hey, am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Okay, so in this question, first of all, R is given, XC is given, so you have to find out XL. XL is how much? Omega L. So omega is 2 pi frequency into L. 2 pi is given 3, frequency is given 50 hertz, and L is given 0.1. So what you have 5 10 into 100 into 0.1, that means 30 ohm. So first of all, XL you have, XC you have 14, and clearly XL greater than XC. Now tell me one thing, if XL is greater than XC, so phase angle lead or lag? Phase angle lag. Okay, so you can find out X, that is XL minus XC, that is 30 minus 14, that is 16 ohm. So Z is what? Z is R square plus X square, that is 12 square plus 16 square, 144, 256, that is 400, I guess. Yes, that is 20 ohm. So your net resistance is 20 ohm. Your net resistance is how much? 20 ohm. Is it okay, everyone? So now, your first, what you have to find out? First in this question, you have to find out the current. So current, obviously the value is RMS, that is E RMS by Z, and E, that value is given, the total value is given, it's not mentioned, it is a peak value. So obviously this value is RMS value by Z, that is you have 10 ampere. So first you get the current, then the second part is you have to find out the phase angle phi, that is the tan inverse X by R. Tan inverse X is 16, R is 12, so tan inverse 4 by 3, that is 53 degree. If they ask you with respect to the EMF, the current is lead or lag, so your angle is, and answer is 53 degree lag. Why? Because XL is greater than XC. Although they not ask you this question, Now they say, after calculating this value, now they say find VL. So VL is how much? Very simple. You have I, you have XL. So that is I into XL, that is 10 into 30, that is 300 volt. If you want to find out VC, very simple, I into XC, 10 into XC is 14, that is 140 ohm. If you want to ask, if you want to calculate X, you can calculate XL minus XC, that is 300 minus 140, that is 160, sorry, Vx, that is VL minus VC, that is this much volt, or you can write in that manner also, I into X, 10 into 16, you get the same value, 160 volt. Now if you want to find out the total voltage, Vz, obviously that is VR square plus Vx square. So you need VR also. VR is I into R, that is 10 into 12, 120 volt. So you can write 120 volt square plus 160 square. So that is 200 volt. See, this value and this value exactly same. Acha, if you want this value, you can find out total current into Z. So you already find out Z. So 10 into 20, that is 200 volt. Now if you sum, VL is 300, VR is 120, and VC is 140, that is 300, 420, 500, 560. But your actual value is 200. But your actual value is 200. Why so? Why so means if you add this one, VL, VC and VR, your net value is 560, but your overall V input voltage is 200. Why? It is because it's not the normal addition, it is the vector addition. And on the basis of vector addition, Vz is VR square plus Vx square, you get 200. So that's why the individual sum is greater than the resultant value. Is that logic is okay for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after that, okay, after that, so you can see this type of question from LCR circuit, and LCR circuit is very, very important. So for LCR circuit, you always remember, you can find out XL, you can find out XC, you can find out X, you can find out R, you can find out Z. X is XL minus XC, tan phi is X by R, and if XL greater than XC, then it is lag. If XC is greater than XL, then it is lead. You get the phase angle. You can, on the basis of EMF equation, you can draw the equation, or you can write the equation of current. Now the next topic, very, very important, is Q factor. See, in LC, and Q factor is especially for LCR circuit. Q factor is especially for LCR circuit. So in LCR circuit, if this is the current and this is the frequency, we already see the graph is like this. This is the maximum value of current, okay, and that is the resonating frequency. Now, what is Q factor? Q factor is a factor by using which you can check the sharpness of a given graph. Later on we prove it that the value of the Q factor is 1 by R root under L by C. That we have to prove it. First thing. Second thing is that you can say Q factor, that is the ratio of XL or XC by resistance. Very, very important. So what is Q factor? Q factor is the ratio of inductive or capacitive resistance by resistance, pure resistance, at resonating frequency. So you can write it at resonating frequency. And one more thing, Q factor is defined as, if you see the width, when it is RMS value, this is the maximum value, this is the RMS value. So in this RMS value, this is called the width. Okay, if this is the omega, so from omega, that is del omega plus, this is the del omega minus. So Q factor is defined as the resonating frequency upon the width. A resonating frequency upon fringe width at RMS value. Resonating frequency, angular resonating frequency, angular resonating frequency upon bandwidth at RMS value, So these are the possible ways by using which you can define Q factor. So you can define Q factor, the value, directly the value that Q factor is 1 by R root under L by C. You can define it as the ratio of the inductive or capacitive resistance by resistance, pure resistance, or you can define as the angular resonating frequency by bandwidth, means that width at RMS value. Now, so many type of question examiner can ask you from this Q factor. First of all, they can ask you directly the value, and if you calculate later on, that is very, very important. Key that bandwidth at RMS value 2 del omega is R by L. R by L? Yes, R by L. So that also we can prove later on. So in general, basically still now CBSE board never ask you to derive this one or find the relation, find that the bandwidth is R by L, but it is mentioned in the NCERT book. The derivation is there, so the derivation is important, although they never ask you, but mostly they ask you related to these topics. Like they can ask you what is the bandwidth, you remember R by L at resonating frequency. They can ask you the Q factor 1 by R root under L by C. They can ask you in terms of XL or XC by R. They can ask you question that last to last, means 2019 board exam. They ask a very beautiful question, and the question is like, see, they give you like this three, this is Q factor 1, this is Q factor 2, and this is Q factor 3. So obviously whose Q factor increase, for that the sharpness is increased, means Q factor is directly proportional to sharpness. If the sharpness increase, then the Q factor increase. So if they give you this type of question, and if they say whose Q factor is Q1, Q2, Q3 is there, whose Q factor is higher, whose Q factor is higher, if they ask you whose Q factor is higher, so obviously whose sharpness is higher, Q factor is higher. So Q1, Q2 and Q3. So we can say Q1, Q2 and then Q3. Last year, means last to last year, 2019, they give you this three factor Q1, Q2 and Q3, and they say for all these three graph, L and C are same, so whose resistance is higher and whose resistance is lower. So obviously Q factor is inversely proportional to resistance. So resistance of 1 is less than resistance of 2, less than resistance of 3. Why? Because Q is inversely proportional to R. So they can ask you resistance, they can say R and C are same, then how their inductors are different. So obviously directly proportional. So L1 greater than L2 greater than LC. If they say R and C are constant, how their capacitance are depend inversely proportional again. So C1 less than C2 less than C3. So they can ask you this type of question from this Q factor. Now the derivation part. For derivation part, as it is there in your NCERT book, so it's important. This is omega equals to omega R. This is the maximum value. What do you mean by maximum value? Maximum value means E maximum by R. Because at resonating frequency X is 0, so Z is equals to R. And in RMS value, this value is EM. We know RMS value is the peak value by √2. So you can write √2R. And at the same time, suppose we are considering two frequency 1 and frequency 2. So what we can say, omega 2, that is omega R plus del omega, means this is the width, and omega 1, that is omega R minus del omega. So bandwidth that is omega R plus del omega minus omega R minus del omega, that is 2 del omega. That is the bandwidth. Now see, so if we use this frequency for that particular current, although this current is the RMS value, we know in general key current for this particular frequency at that particular instant, current is EMF, maximum EMF by Z. Is it okay? Can we write this? For that particular voltage by that particular resistance corresponding to Z. That is the current, and that current is the RMS current in terms of maximum current. So EM by √2R. Now what about Z? Z is here root under R square plus X square. So X is XL minus XC, that is omega 2, not omega R. Here the particular frequency is, we suppose, omega 2. So omega 2L minus 1 by omega 2C whole square. Is it clear, everyone? Total resistance for that particular frequency omega 2 is omega 2L minus 1 by omega 2C. Is it okay? And what do you mean by omega 2? Omega 2 is omega R plus del omega. So we can write I RMS, that is EM by √2R, which is EM by Z, and Z is equals to r square plus omega 2l minus omega 2c whole square. So from this, what we can say, root under 2r is equals to r square plus omega 2 we can write, omega 2 we can write omega r plus del omega l minus 1 by omega r plus del omega into c whole square. Is it okay, everyone? Can we write it? Hello? Hello? শুনতে পাচ্ছিস?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This one is very very important, হ্যাঁ? মানুষ এখানে কনফিউশন করে, দেখ এটা হচ্ছে আরএমএস, আরএমএসটা হচ্ছে ম্যাক্সিমাম ভ্যালু বাই √2, আর এই আরএমএসটাও তো একটা কারেন্ট, সেই কারেন্টটা কি, ম্যাক্সিমাম ইএমএফ বাই সেখানকার জেড, ঠিক আছে? সো
Okay, sir.
so from that if we're squaring both sides, so this becomes 2r square is equals to r square plus plus omega r plus del omega l minus 1 by omega r plus del omega into c whole square. So that means r square equals to omega r, if you take common, so you have 1 plus del omega by omega r into l minus omega r, if you take common, 1 plus del omega by omega r into c whole square. Square we can cancel, so square we can cancel. Square we can cancel. So r is equals to see omega r l and 1 by omega r c. So omega r l and 1 by omega r c, they are equal because they are resonating frequency. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So from that omega r l, if we take common, okay, so 1 plus del omega by omega r, we take omega r common, and from here 1 by omega rc, 1 plus del omega by omega r, स्क्वायर हटा दिया. अब देखो ओमेगा आर एल एंड 1 by ओमेगा आर सी सेम है, सो मैं इसको क्या लिख सकता हूं कि r is equals to omega r l. If we remove it from the equation, now what we have, 1 plus del omega by omega r, and here minus 1 by 1 plus del omega by omega r. Is it okay? So इसलिए ये इक्वेशन कभी आया नहीं है डिराइवेशन. अब तुम लोग को लग ही रहा है क्यों नहीं आया. ओमेगा आर एल, दैट इज 1 प्लस डेल ओमेगा बाई ओमेगा आर माइनस, इसको हम ऊपर ले जा रहा है, 1 प्लस डेल ओमेगा बाई ओमेगा आर माइनस 1. नाउ with respect to omega r, change in omega del omega is very very less value. So something by very large value, that value is very small. We know from the binomial theorem is 1 plus x. If the value is very less, the power is very less, we can move it in the forward in front. So 1 plus del omega by omega r minus, we can use it 1 minus that power minus 1, सामने आया del omega by omega r. So now what you have, omega r into l, that is 1 plus del omega by omega r minus 1 plus del omega by omega r that minus minus cancel, omega r L, you have 2 del omega by omega r, so del omega cancel, so 2 del omega is r by L. So now we prove bandwidth. So now we can prove bandwidth is r by L. Is it clear? And because of this long derivation, अभी तक ये CBSE बोर्ड का एग्जाम में आया नहीं है, but it is clearly written, the same derivation is there, their page का derivation is there, so that's why every time I'm show you that one, because it's very interesting, and maybe sometime they can ask you, and maybe you have some question why 2 del omega is r by L. So this is the reason why bandwidth is r by L. So this bandwidth is very, very important. Bandwidth is very, very important, and for that your exam where you have multiple choice question in this type of situation, this one is very, very important. Now we can show you one by one. That is my Q factor is omega r by bandwidth. So if this is my question, Q factor is resonating frequency by bandwidth, we know from the definition resonating frequency is 1 by root under LC, and just now we prove the bandwidth is R by L. So what we have, 1 by R root under L by C. So we find one value, why the Q factor is 1 by R root under L by C. And the second most important part is that they never ask you why, but they ask you what is the value, that is 1 by R root under L by C. And with respect to that, they ask you so many times, so many questions. The first one. Second one, as I already mentioned, Q is equals to XL or XC by R. On that basis, now we already know R by L. So how Q equals to XL or XC by R is 1 by R root under L by C. So let's see. Suppose we write XL, so we write omega R L by R, or if we write XC, so 1 by omega R C by R according to the thing, because that XL or XC is the resonating frequency, XL or XC at resonating frequency. So what is the value of omega R? 1 by root under LC into L by R, what you have, 1 by R root under L by C. Similarly, if you use this one for Q factor, what you have, 1 by omega R CR, which is 1 by root under LC CR, which is 1 by R root under L by C. So that means you can say Q factor is a factor by using which we can define or find the sharpness of a LCR circuit or a LCR signal. And how you define Q factor? Q factor is the ratio of the angular resonating frequency upon bandwidth, or Q factor is the resistance ratio, means ratio of the reactance or reactance due to capacitor or inductor upon pure resistance. Is it okay, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if it is okay, so then we move on to a numerical related to that topic. The next question is, I would like to read that question. Obtain the resonating frequency and Q factor of a series LCR circuit with L is equals to 4 Henry, C is equals to 25 microfarad, and R is equals to 8 ohm. Achha, the second part is also there. So first we can try obtain the resonating frequency and Q factor. So resonating frequency is 1 by 2 pi root under sorry, 1 by root under LC. So 1 by 2 into 3.14 into 1 by 4 into 25 into 10 to the power minus 6. That is 1 into 3.14 into 1 by, ये आ जाएगा 10 to the power minus 4. That is 2 into 3.14 into 10 to the power minus 2. That is 100 by 2 into 3.14. That is 50 by 3.14 hertz. I don't know, you calculate it. Now the Q factor. So Q factor is 1 by R root under L by C. So R is 1 by 8, L is 4, C is 25 into 10 to the power minus 6. That is 1 by 8, 4 into 10 to the power 6 by 25. That is 1 by 8, 2 into 10 to the power 3 by 25. So ये गया इसके साथ 4, 4 4 100, 10 to the power 3. कुछ गड़बड़ क्या? ये 1 by 8, ये 4, ये 25. ओह सॉरी, ये 5 होगा ना, कोई तो हम बोले 5. So what you have, 5 10 15 20 1000 by 20, that is 50. 50 is the factor. Now the second part is that it is very, very important. It is desire. Okay, it is desire to improve the sharpness of the resonance. It is desire to improve the sharpness. मतलब मुझे Q का value को बढ़ाना है. It is desire to improve the sharpness of the resonance of the circuit by reducing its full width at half maximum by a factor 2. Suggest a suitable way. मतलब मुझे क्या करना है? मतलब मुझे ये करना है कि मुझे ये डिजायर करना है कि मेरा बैंड विड्थ जो है वो हाफ हो जाए और Q फैक्टर जो है ये डबल हो जाए. हमें ऐसा क्या करना पड़ेगा? तो देखो, इसके लिए हम अगर if we see the formula of Q, if we change the R, so the problem is that is R by L. If we change the L, suppose L become double, so L को double करेगा तो Q √2 times बढ़ेगा और ये 2 times half होगा. तो डिजायर नहीं हुआ क्योंकि हाफ तो हुआ लेकिन डबल नहीं हुआ. C को अगर चेंज करूंगा, C इसमें है ही नहीं, तो मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? द बेस्ट वे इज R को मैं अगर R by 2 कर देता हूं, तो देखो ये R by 2 हो गया तो Q become double and bandwidth become half. Is it okay, everyone?
Yes, sir.
काली को तो तातरी शेष हो जाए रे. Everyone, is it okay? If you have any problem, you can tell me. That Q factor. So my next important part is, or important topic, or you can say last topic for today. That is also very, 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 very important. That is average power consumed in AC signal. So average power consumed means power average. So we know power means voltage into current, and one thing you have to remember here, because it's very, very important. One thing you have to remember here, it's very, very important. When we measure current or EMF, remember one thing, whenever we measure EMF or current, we measure in RMS value. But when we measure average, when we measure power, we measure in average value. I repeat, whenever we measure alternating current in AC, whenever we measure in AC, the EMF and current, that EMF and current always in RMS value, but whenever we want to measure power, we measure in average value. But my question is, why we measure power in average value? You get the answer later on, but let's start first. So, and one more thing now we know, if E is EM sine omega t, if E equals to EM sine omega t, that is your EMF. With respect to that EMF, current IM sine omega t can be lead or lag by the angle phi. So we can use plus or minus in exam, whatever they given you, on that basis you can check it. So now whatever they given you, you can try this. Okay, so P average is integration of EMF current dt full circle 0 to t, that is 2 pi by omega upon dt 0 to t 2 pi by omega. If you remember when we solve EMF or current for average value, EMF or current for average value, we use t by 2, but now we use the full circle. Again, I give you the answer later on why we use the full value, not the half value. So let's see what happened. So E, that is EM sine omega t into IM sine omega t plus or minus phi dt 0 to full pi, this by dt you can write directly t by omega. Now from this EM IM we can move, and now we have sine omega t into, we know this one, sine omega t cos phi plus minus cos omega t sine phi dt 0 to 2 pi by omega by 2 pi by omega. Is it okay? Everyone, is it okay? Now from this EM IM, if we take common, for this one we have cos phi sine omega t sine omega t dt 0 to 2 pi by omega plus minus, if we remove sine phi, we have sine omega t cos omega t divided by 2, so 2 sine omega t cos omega t sine 2 omega t dt 0 to 2 pi by omega upon 2 pi by omega. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
So two things here you can notice. One is that if you take the average value, you already have sine square form, right? So as it is the sine square form, so you remember from the RMS value, when we use the sine square form, you can use the t by 2 or t, you get the same answer. So for this one also, you can take, if you can take t by 2, then also if you can take t, then also you get the same value, because you have to integrate that part. And what about this part? I already mentioned sine theta, cos theta, sine 2 theta, sine cos 2 theta, sine 3 theta, cos 3 theta, some part positive, some part negative, so they already cancel out, so that value is 0. And I already mentioned for RMS value, the integration of sine square omega t dt, you can directly remember the value is pi by omega. So you can use this two value directly here. One is 0 to 2 pi by omega sine square omega t dt, that value is pi by omega, and 0 to 2 pi by omega sine 2 omega t dt, directly you can write 0. So when you write 0, that means that part is 0. So you have only that part left. So as you have only that part left, so what happened? That is equals to Em Im, that cos phi, that part is pi by omega plus minus 0, so it doesn't matter for me now, upon 2 pi by omega. So this pi omega cancel. So you have Im cos phi by 2 pi. You can write Im by root 2. Sorry, Em by root 2, Im by root 2 cos phi. That is average power consumption, which is very, very important. So from this, now from this you have P average is Em by root 2, Im by root 2 cos phi. So we know Em by root 2, that is IRMS by cos phi, which is very, very important. And cos phi is called the power factor. Cos phi is called the power factor. And what is the value of this power factor? From the AC triangle, we know this is R, this one is X, this one is Z, this angle is phi. So cos phi, what is the definition of cos phi? Anyone tell me? What do you mean by cos phi? What do you mean by cos phi? Cos phi is base upon hypotenuse, so R by Z. So you can write this cos phi is R by Z. What do you mean by Z? R square plus XL minus XC, omega L minus 1 by omega C whole square. Now see, now that means, so now we see so many, we go through so many circuit, like we go through so many circuit, like the first one, pure resistance, where the phase angle is 0. So if the phase angle is 0, phi is 0. Phi is 0 means cos phi is 1. So P average is ERMS, IRMS. If you use a pure inductor, in case of pure inductor or pure capacitor, phase difference is 90 degree. So cos phi 90 degree is 0. Average power consumption is 0. So in case of pure inductor or pure capacitance, power consumption is 0. They can ask you, prove that in case of pure inductor or pure capacitor, the power consumption is 0. Suppose we are using pure inductor, so you can use it by this formula also. See, it's a very simple. Then you use P average, that is Em sine omega t into In sine omega t minus 90 degree dt, 0 to 2 pi by omega by 2 pi by omega. So what you have, Em Im by 2, the sine become cos, so sine 2 omega t dt, 0 to 2 pi by omega by 2 pi by omega Em Im by 2 into 0 by 2 pi by omega, that is 0. Is it clear? So this is one way you can show it practically. Otherwise, if it is a 1 marks or 2 marks question, then don't go with this calculation process. Simply you can write P average is ERMS, IRMS cos phi. We know Em is E equals to Em sin omega t, I equals to Im sin omega t minus 90 degree. So phase difference is 90 degree, cos 90 is 0. So the whole value is 0. Similarly, for pure capacitor, that is Im sin omega t plus 90 degree. So cos phase difference is 90 degree. So this value is 0. In case of LCR circuit, as a resonating frequency, XL equals to XC, X is 0, R equals to Z. So this one is Z. So R by R, cost factor is 1 or maximum. Is it clear? So now you get all the question. Number one, why we use the average value? क्योंकि तुम्हें साइन स्क्वायर मिल रहा है, तो साइन स्क्वायर मिल रहा है मतलब मुझे हमेशा टोटल वैल्यू पॉजिटिव में आ जाएगा, नेगेटिव का कोई गुंजाइश नहीं रहा. So you can take half, you can take full, no problem at all. That's the first thing. So that's why for P average, we use for measuring the power, we use P average, but for E and R, I, वो उसको स्क्वायर करना पड़ता है, अदरवाइज जीरो हो जाता है. So you get the first question. Second one is power factor. Don't confuse with this power factor. कभी कभी बच्चा क्या करता है, cos phi का वैल्यू 1 आया, उसके बाद लिख दिया पावर फैक्टर कितना है ना, phi का वैल्यू 0 डिग्री. So don't write in that way. अगर यहाँ पे cos phi 1 आया है, तो power factor is 1 because power factor is a value, not the angle. अगर तुम phi equals to 1 कर रहे हो, या sorry, cos phi is 1, phi equals to 0 लिख रहे हो, इसका मतलब है कि तुम फेज एंगल बोल रहे हो 0 है, not the power factor, but they ask you power factor. So इसके बाद देखो एग्जामिनर बहुत चालूगिरी करता है, ये सब तुम्हें कुछ नहीं बोलेगा, ये सब तुम्हें कुछ नहीं बोलेगा. जितना सारा क्वेश्चन निकाले हो सबका तुम एवरेज पावर कंजम्पशन निकाल सकते हो. एग्जामिनर तुम्हें बोल देगा V is equals to 10 sin omega t volt, I is equals to 5 cos omega t, या हाँ cos omega t ampere. What is the value of the average power consumption? So P average is, first of all, between these two, you can write 5 sin omega t plus 90 degree. So that means phi is 90 degree. As the phi is 90 degree, so 10 by root 2, 5 by root 2 cos 90 degree, 0. So the average power consumption is 0. Hope you understand what I want to say. Is it okay for everyone?